Xbox's smart delivery is back in the news today, not for something Microsoft has done, but for something that PlayStation isn't doing, and oh boy is it bad. There's a lot here to talk about, so let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? It is Randall Thor19, the man with the million, back again with another video. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. If you guys can do me a huge favor, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and please share this out on social media. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the constant support. You guys are absolutely amazing. It's funny, I take a look around social media today and I see a lot of people praising Xbox's smart delivery, but I noticed that Microsoft didn't make any announcement. They haven't made any changes to the system. They haven't announced any new features coming to the service, but all across social media you'll see people praising smart delivery and the people who made it because of how simple it works, how easy it is, how consumer-friendly smart delivery is. If you buy Halo Infinite this fall, you own a Series X, you can play it there. If you own an Xbox One, you can play it there, and it just works. No convoluted save transfers. It's a great feature that a lot of people are finally coming to the realization that it is not just a buzzword, it's not marketing speak. And it's not because of something Microsoft is doing, it's because of what Sony isn't doing. Xbox and Microsoft are basically showing the world how greedy Sony and the PlayStation is. Oh no, I'm sure some of you watching this video right now are a little bit triggered. How dare you, Rand? You Xbox call PlayStation greedy. You never call out Xbox on anything. You let them get away with whatever they want. And I'm like, really? Hello? Have you been to my channel? Back in 2017, when Xbox was doing horribly, I demanded they do better. I said, hey, stop making these controllers and start investing in studios to give us more games. I called out Xbox for putting those free-to-play games behind a paywall when Nintendo and PlayStation weren't doing that. When Xbox wanted to raise the price of Xbox Live Gold to $120 a year, I was one of the first people out there being like, no sir, not on my watch. I always call out these companies because these companies don't have our best interests. They are there to make money, and we have to realize this. Some do it better than others. Some have a very consumer-facing policies like Xbox and smart delivery, but others can kind of get away with whatever they want and charge people extra for something another company's doing for free, and their fan base will just lie over and accept it because they make bangers. So what happened today? Well, Sony and Guerrilla Games unveiled the pre-order editions that you can get for Horizon Forbidden West when it launches in 2022. And there really isn't a simple upgrade path for people playing on the PS4 who can't get the PS5 because of the worldwide chip shortage, and how they would essentially have to buy a more expensive version out of the get-go if they do want to buy the PS5 version, or essentially buy the game twice whenever they do get a PS5. Now this of course comes in stark contrast to Xbox, who is doing smart delivery, where if you get one of their first party games, it'll play across any generation of Xbox that you have, last gen, next gen, for no additional cost. So a lot of people are scratching their head here at the market leader. Now I am throwing up on screen here the 9 pre-order editions that Sony and Guerrilla Games unveiled today for Horizon Forbidden West. And it's color-coded. So you can see that there are 3 digital versions and 6 physical versions. The ones that are outlined in red don't give you the dual entitlement. You don't get a PS5 version and you don't get a PS4 version. It's whatever it's for. Could be for PS4, could be for PS5, but it doesn't give you both. The only ones that come with both versions of the game is the one in the green outline. So only one digital version comes with both, and that is the Horizon Digital Deluxe Edition, which costs $80. So if you're someone who owns a PS4 and wants to get a digital version of Horizon, but you also want to get the PS5 version because you're going to get it later, you have to pay more at launch. You have to pay $80 to get both versions. People on the PlayStation 5 only have to pay $70. So Sony is basically trying to monetize their PS4 users a little bit more heavily than the people who already switched to the PlayStation 5. Now, right now, you cannot buy the $60 version of Horizon Forbidden West and pay maybe a $10 upgrade fee to get the PS5 version whenever you do get the system. Maybe all this backlash will change that for the better. But it gets even worse if you're actually somebody who wants to buy physical discs. Because if you buy a physical disc, you don't get the PS5 version in any of these unless you are willing to spend at minimum $200. That's right, $200 for the collector's edition. So they are really screwing over physical owners of PlayStation fans who want to buy a physical hard copy of Horizon Forbidden West on their PS4. There's no way for those people to upgrade to the PS5 version unless you want to shell out $200. It's absolutely absurd. This is what it says on the PlayStation blog. For players looking to have access to both the PS4 and PS5 versions of Horizon Forbidden West, please purchase the Digital Deluxe, Collector's, or Regalia editions. Dual entitlement does not apply to the standard and special editions. And in their frequently asked questions, can I upgrade my PS4 version to the PS5 version? If you want to have access to both the PS4 and PS5 versions of Horizon Forbidden West, please purchase the Digital Deluxe, Collector's, or Regalia editions. Dual entitlement does not apply to the standard and special edition. Now, just take a minute here and think about how utterly ridiculous this whole scenario is. Sony is telling their PS4 users that if they plan on getting a PS5 at some point in the future and want to play the PS5 version of Horizon with all the new features like the DualSense stuff or maybe better graphical settings, who really knows, that to plan ahead and buy the $80 version instead of the $60 version. And if you want a physical disc, then go all out and buy the $200 version. That, my friends, is something we call pure greed. And usually it gets called out by everybody in the gaming industry, whether they're Xbox fans, PlayStation fans, Nintendo fans, or PC fans. But for whatever reason, one camp isn't going to call Sony greedy on this, even though everybody will agree that EA, Activision, Take-Two are greedy corporations charging you more for not using smart delivery, charging you more just in case you want both versions of the game. Everybody calls them greedy, but not Sony. But at least it makes some sort of sense for EA and Activision and those companies, because they have to pay 30% to PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo to put those games on the platforms. Who does Sony have to pay? They don't have to pay anybody. It's their own game. So how could they not offer a free upgrade at a decent price point? How could they not offer just a small $10 upgrade instead of forcing people to spend $80 now or basically double dipping later? PlayStation literally brought in $25 billion last year, yet all I see in my timeline are people defending this stuff, damage controlling, because they don't want to criticize their favorite platform. And then, of course, there's the whole situation where maybe PlayStation promised that the upgrades would be free. So if you remember in the lead up to next generation, a lot of PlayStation fans loved the idea that PlayStation 5 would be the only true place to play next generation exclusives, because Xbox had already come out and said it's going to be a couple years before we have next gen exclusives. Everything is cross gen. The PlayStation fans loved that. But Jim Ryan pulled the rug out from underneath everybody in September of last year when this information came out. Additionally, we know that the PS4 community will transition to PS5 at different times, and we're happy to announce PS4 versions of some of our exclusives. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Horizon Forbidden West will also launch on PS4. While these three games were designed to take advantage of PS5 and its unique next-gen features like the ultra-high-speed SSD and DualSense controller, PS4 owners will also be able to enjoy these experiences when they launch. The PS4 digital versions of launch games include a free upgrade on both PS5 consoles, while the PS4 disc versions of these games include a free upgrade on the PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc. So you can read that for yourselves. It does say free upgrade. But you know what? This is where Sony finessed all of you, because that sentence says launch games, and Horizon Forbidden West isn't a launch game. But of course, the one and only Jim Ryan had to open up his mouth in an interview last year, and we got a pretty damn good quote that I wanted to dissect here that says the PlayStation chief also commented on the surprising news that titles such as Horizon Forbidden West would be coming to PS4 as well, having been presumed to be PS5 exclusive. This is what Big Jim had to say, quote, "No one should be disappointed. The PS5 versions of those games are built from the ground up to take advantage of the PS5 feature set. and we have an upgrade path for PS4 users to get the PS5 versions for free. It's about people having choice. I'm really quite pleased with the situation. My God, is Jim Ryan just a quote factory? So of course, he talks about how he's pleased that there's an upgrade path for PS4 users to get the PS5 versions for free, but not with Horizon Forbidden West. So what happened with choice, Jimbo? You did say it's about people having choice. Is it only about people having choice at the launch of the PlayStation 5 in 2020 and not necessarily in 2022? Is that what we're talking about? Did the choice only last 1 year? Or does the choice not apply to the big games like Horizon Forbidden West and only applies to the smaller titles like Spider-Man Miles Morales and Sackboy? So don't come out and say it's about choice and that there's a way to upgrade your PS4 games to PS5 for free only to completely backtrack a year later. It's not a good look, especially when Xbox is out here providing smart delivery where you can play Xbox exclusives on whatever device for simply no charge, and you don't have to fuss with any of the save stuff. And yes, this is another thing that has me peeved about PlayStation. Not only are people damage controlling this whole upgrade situation with Horizon, but people never talk about or bring up the fact that cloud saves are locked behind a paywall. You have to pay for PS Plus to access your cloud saves, which is ridiculous, and one of the reasons I didn't buy the new Ghost of Tsushima DLC, because I didn't want to start that whole game over from scratch, because I lost my save when I traded in my PS4 to get a PS5. It's utterly insane that you have to pay for PS Plus to use cloud saves. Absurd. So hopefully all this is heard by Sony. The backlash on social media forces them to change it to whether to offer a cheaper or free solution to upgrade, because it's really not ideal to make people pay way more upfront or double dip later or spend some exuberant amount of money on a collector's edition simply because they weren't at the right place, right time to be able to get the highly sought after PS5. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share this out on social media. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every single time I drop a video like this. If you want to support the channel even further, you can always hit the join button where you'll get access to channel badges and emotes for the Xbox 2 podcast we do every single week with Jez Corden from Windows Central. Thank you guys for always supporting what I do, checking out the videos. It means the world to me. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.